Alright guys, today we're going to go over a full endgame guide for Borderlands 4. Everything from how to unlock its ultimate Vault Hunter mode, how to reach the maximum rank which is currently 5, and some of the best loot spots you should farm to get even stronger. Keep in mind that since this is a super late game guide, there are things we're going to discuss in this video that are heavy in terms of spoilers, so maybe check the video once you're ready for that. That being said, let's go over the bonuses you get from progressing in the ultimate Vault Hunter ranks, because not everything actually changes. The only thing that changes are basically these 5 stats here, so this includes enemy HP, damage taken, cash drops, iridium drops, and combat XP, some of which more than double from rank 1 all the way to 5. However, the remaining 2, loot quality and especially elemental affinities, I'm 99.9% sure that they do not change at all from rank 1 all the way to 5. And I have 2 main reasons to say that. The first one is the terminology being used here. So if we were to take elemental affinities, we know for absolute certain that they remain completely the same from rank 1 all the way to rank 5, as in the same as they were back in hard mode as well. So if we were to apply the same logic to loot quality, which also doesn't change its terminology from rank to rank, I'm like 99% sure that loot quality is exactly the same in rank 1 to rank 5, as in you're not going to see any more legendaries in rank 5 compared to rank 1. Which leads me into my second point, a bit more anecdotally, but after 150 hours, a lot of which were spent farming pretty much every single boss on repeat on multiple difficulties, I have not noticed a single difference in terms of the number or the type of legendaries that were dropping in rank 1 compared to rank 5. Not even in terms of the weapon parts on the specific legendaries themselves. If anything, I got most of my phosphorus weapons pretty much on rank 1 because I was just way more efficient and I was taking down bosses way quicker. But let me know down below in the comments if your experience is different. That being said, let's go over how you can actually unlock the Ultra Vault Hunter ranks, and you're going to mainly check out this screen right here that unlocks after finishing the main campaign. So after you finish the main campaign, going into your missions and then challenges tab, you're going to notice that we now have a new track that just follows all of the prerequisites to unlock Ultimate Vault Hunter. So all of these over here, a dozen plus, you're going to have to complete this. This is going to be split between defeating like 3 to 4 bosses per stage, followed by a wildcard mission, rinse and repeat for every single step of the way. So let me break it down for you. First things first, Ultra Vault Hunter rank 1 gets unlocked after you complete the main story mission and then complete 3 more quick challenges. The first one being Set's Appeal. In this one you get to learn about Zane's firmware, which basically lets you just go ahead and transfer some of the set bonuses from item to item. So the moment you do that at the machine indicated by the mission, you're going to be done with that. Another one is to also go ahead and complete a Moxie's Big Encore mission, your welcome streamer. In this case, back to Splash Zone, which should go really quickly. And finally, the third one, this is going to be pretty much Maurice's black market vending machine in a specific location indicated by the mission, which also gives you a guaranteed legendary. More on that in just a little bit. Once all of these have been completed, what you can do is head over to Moxie's bar right here, and a specific important character will now give you a wildcard mission called Unpaid Tab. This is going to be a repeat of a specific main story mission, but with some different modifiers to increase its difficulty. Once you're done with that, at the end of it, you should notice that the game automatically changes to Ultimate Vault Hunter mode rank 1, and you should leave it at that stage for now, as we're going to then progress further to rank 2 and beyond. To unlock rank 2, we're going to then have to defeat a number of bosses, 4 of them in total on the Ultimate Vault Hunter rank 1 that we currently just unlocked. So here are all of the bosses in order, starting with Sydney Pointy Legs right here on the side of the map. It's going to be a Ripper drill site that you can find around the center of the starting area. Then the next one will be Bio Bulkhead, which you will find at the Synthetic Nave further east of the same location. Then we have another one, which is Bramble Song. You will find it right here at the Bitter Vein Auger Mine. Go ahead and defeat it. It should be easy to take down. And finally, for the last one, we need to defeat a bio-armored Omega Thrasher over in the Dominion City Fates district. However, you're going to need to first complete 2 side quests to unlock that boss fight, including one gassy issue and one slimy issue, both of which you're going to find in the very center of the same region. So do that and you should unlock that relatively easily. Once all of that is done, you're going to now get a new wildcard mission, another repeat, this time around of the Rush the Gate main story mission, but with some extra modifiers. Complete it and that's pretty much going to give you rank 2 of the ultimate Vault Hunter mode. From this point on, we once again have to defeat 4 more bosses and a wildcard mission, this time around on the newly unlocked Ultimate Vault Hunter mode rank 2. So let's get started with the first one. You're going to go to the Core Observer boss right here, which is going to be at the Black Lime Bunker. If you go ahead and defeat it, that's going to give you the Now Who's Gonna Watch This Core challenge. For the Blasted Furnace challenge, you're going to then need to head over to the Ripper Drill site called the Pitted Stain, also in the starting region. Just defeat the trio boss and this is going to pop up for you pretty much immediately. The third one is going to be called Pelted and you're actually going to get it right here from the snowy region, pretty much from an auger mine called Whistler's Maw. At the end of it, you're going to find an enemy that's pretty annoying because it uses invisibility cloak. So make sure that you have a lot of shock damage or a way to actually deal with its shield because it constantly regenerates. But once you're done with that, you're going to get the challenge right in front of you. And finally, for the last one, we're gonna need to go to the Trinket Crevice right here at the Ruined Sumplands. You're going to have to fight with another annoying enemy called the Rock and Roller. Just like what the name implies, it rolls a lot and has a crazy auto tracking. But if you defeat that, this is going to give you So I Felt Like. And now that all 4 of these have been completed, a new wildcard mission will appear once again at Mixxi's bar. For me this time around it was his Vile Sanctum, yet another repeat of another main story boss encounter. Once it's done and you teleport back, you should notice that you just unlocked a new Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, which is basically going to be rank 3. And now with the difficulty set to rank 3, we're going to have to again take down 4 bosses and the wildcard mission. So once again, let me show you the order. The first one is going to be Mimikron and you're going to find him right here at the order bunker called Tipping Point in the starting region. If you go ahead and defeat the boss, this is going to complete the challenge, but what if you were the fake? Second one will be another drill site boss, in this case the Old Scrape further up north in the snowy region. Here you will have to defeat the Meathead Riders boss encounter. Specifically, once you defeated the boss, you're going to get this challenge completed called Who Named This Guy? While in the same region, also go further up north to the Ripper Drill site called the Lowering March. Here you're going to have to defeat a very interesting the Battle Wagon boss encounter. Once it's done, you're going to get the challenge called Dragon Wagon completed. And finally, the last boss encounter here will be the Skull Orchid, which you will find on the opposite side of the map right here at an auger mine called the Embossed Fault. In this case, once you defeat it, you're going to get the Bloom Boom challenge completed and you're pretty much good to go. Which now brings us to the next wildcard mission that you can go ahead and grab. This time around I got Her Flaming Vision. This is going to be yet another main story mission that repeats but with different modifiers, at the end of which you're going to get to unlock Ultimate Vault Hunter rank 4. And this all brings us to how we can actually unlock the final Vault Hunter rank, which is going to be 5. That's going to be a little bit easier than previously because we only have to repeat 3 activities now and then followed by a final wildcard mission. So the 3 ones are going to be pretty much a repeat of all of the 3 vaults that you should have already unlocked in the game. If not, here is where you will find them. The first one is going to be the Ark of Inceptus, which is pretty much in the first region. In the snowy region, we have a second one, which is going to be this one over here called Ark of Origo. And finally, the third one in the desert, pretty much around the center, called Ark of Radix. You're going to pretty much have to do these all in the sequence. Once you're done with that, running through the whole process and defeated the final bosses in all of those respective vaults, you're pretty much going to have one final wildcard mission appearing back at Mixxi's bar. And in this case, that mission will be the Timekeeper's Order. Again, once you're done with that encounter, you should now unlock the final rank in the Ultimate Vault Hunter rank mode, and you're pretty much set for everything that the endgame has to give you basically. Now, there are a few more things that the endgame unlocks even without Ultimate Vault Hunter rank mode being completed. In this case, you're going to get access even to weekly activities that guarantee give you legendaries. So let me show you what we still have for this week. One of them is going to be Maurice's Black Market, which is a legendary vending machine that only sells legendaries. In this case, for this week, you're going to find it right here at Plunge Ford, pretty much on the upper balcony on the biggest building. So in the area, you're going to find it right here. This should sell items randomly depending on everybody's account, or maybe even character wise. I'm not even sure at this point, but essentially I only got Hot Slugger. You may get something else, but you can definitely get some really strong stuff from it. This week it's here. Next week it's going to definitely change locations, so you're going to have to find it in different spots, and its loot will also cycle by next week, which means it will sell something else. Another aspect that you're going to unlock is another wildcard mission. This is repeatable as many times as you want within that week. So another story mission with modifiers that also guarantees a legendary at the end of it. For this week, this specific one, a lot to process, actually gives us the Rainbow Vomit, which is a very strong Jacob's shotgun. It can spawn with any of the elementals in the game and gives you a combination of any 3 of them. Plus, it can go with other parts too, so totally worth it to hunt for. It's going to help you a ton with clearing speed. However, there's actually a much better way to farm for it, because that mission may take up to like 30 minutes just because of story progress and whatnot and how annoying it is. So if you want to actually farm it even quicker, you can just focus on the boss that drops it, called Leader Willem, which is right here in a location called Excrucible. To actually unlock this, you're going to need to just complete a series of quests for Carcadia on this side of the map. It should be the ones involving the Electi, part 1 and 2, eventually the Council of Carcadia, all the way to, the Mole's Gambit. So it's a 5-part side mission that eventually leads to this location, but totally worth it because you can then farm this on repeat. And there's one more thing that unlocks for the weekly activities, which is the Moxie's big Encore. For this week, it's Sydney Pointy Legs right here on this side of the map. So in this case, you can go ahead and instead of paying with money, you can just pay a Iridium and have a different version of the boss you can fight with. In this case, what I've noticed is that the challenge is a little bit more difficult, but it has slightly better chance to actually drop its unique legendaries over there. So I noticed on average, it was dropping its legendaries a little bit more compared to normal. So totally give it a try. If there's a specific encounter, you can totally farm it this way on a weekly basis. And that is going to all but cover the majority of the stuff you're going to be getting at an endgame level, besides the fact that you're going to want to further progress, completing some of the other side content and unlocking any of the bosses that are still left. Like I said, you never know which of these bosses will be part of the weekly rotation, so it's better to go ahead and just approach the open world as a completionist. But at the current stage, there are a couple of specific spots that I am farming, or at the very least on Rafa, and one of them is going to be, guess what? Still Splash Zone. And there's one main reason for that. It's because this is a quick boss we can access right away, and second of all, this boss can actually drop world drops. So let me give you an example. I'm really looking for a very strong throwing knife over here, one that hopefully doesn't just come with the damage increase, but also the one that causes all of my attacks to guarantee critical hits. So looking for the penetrating perk, but in the meantime, I can confirm the throwing knife can drop from this boss as well. Similarly, it's not just that you're going to want this specific item, it's also that a lot of these that will drop, even with lower qualities, for example, blues and even purples, grab them as long as they have any of these bonus modifiers on them, any of the set bonuses. For example, in my case, I am really looking to Dead Eye. That's going to complement my build really well, gives me quite a bit of damage, I mean critical hit damage and reload speed, so it helps a ton. But I got pretty much 3 out of 3 for every single combination in the game, just farming Splash Zone. And you can then send them back at the bank right from here without even visiting it, like I mentioned in my previous video. Besides this, another location I'm farming with Rafa is Idolator Soul here at Indomeda Fortress, specifically because he has a chance to drop the Dancer class mod, and that's pretty much the best for the build I'm going with. However, it may be different for the other class you may be playing with if you're maining somebody else. So a bigger guide will actually follow on the best legendaries really soon, but that's what I'm doing right now to actually the best things going. And yeah, that is pretty much it with the end game, and for the time being, this is what I am doing to get the most out of the farms. Do let me know down below in the comments if there are other locations you're farming for other specific loot drops. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.